In large TVs of 65 inches and above, both the positives and the flaws get exaggerated. So to avoid mistakes, there are a couple of key aspects you need to keep in mind which are unique when you're buying a TV of 65-inch size and above. I went over 110 large TVs of 65, 75 and 85 inches to give you guidance on how to narrow down the best large screen TV for you. First, you need to identify the right size based on your watching distance. A general guidance is on the screen. 65 inches is the size that works best for most standard living rooms in India. So what happens if you select a larger TV for a smaller room or when you have a shorter viewing distance? In addition to the viewing discomfort, this video could be pixelated, especially when we are watching non-4K content. So it's always better to match the TV to the room size and your viewing distance. If you're looking for a smaller 55-inch size or below, you can find the video linked over here. Next, large TVs will magnify the differences in display technology. So at least go for a QLED technology. Better yet, go for OLED or mini LED for the best picture quality if you have the budget. LED could be acceptable but only in premium brands like LG, Samsung and Sony, as they have better processors to deal with the upscaling and the motion compensation. In smaller sizes, a budget LED panel may still look fine, but in 65-inch sizes and higher, the viewing experience can be terrible. So in short, pick an OLED if budget is not a concern, mini LED as the next option, QLED as the next and LED as the last option. Many Sony and Samsung TVs are still LED TVs at this size as well. But with their advanced processing, they can compensate well to give a good picture quality even at this size. One significant announcement in the TV space is the RGB mini LED or the micro RGB or true RGB, an evolution from mini LEDs. So instead of using just a single white and blue light like mini LED, TVs with micro RGB will use red, green and blue LEDs for backlighting, which will give purer colors and higher brightness than mini LED. Most brands have unveiled 100+ inch sizes at CES 2026. I expect these to arrive in India earliest by the Diwali timeframe. Next, the brains of the TV, the processor. If most of the content you watch is YouTube or cable TV where the content is not 4K, you need to prioritize a mid-range or a premium brand which will have better processors that can clean up low resolution content or upscale HD or full HD content on YouTube. In addition, these TVs will have faster processors to handle UI lag when you're browsing. If you mainly watch 4K content, then this is not an issue, and even a budget TV should be okay for you. Let's talk a little bit about 8K TVs. Samsung is the only brand that continues to offer 8K TVs here. For large size TVs, 8K TVs would be ideal. But remember, there is almost no 8K content out there. No major streaming provider has a tier for 8K pricing as well. And because of this, such 8K TVs will upscale 4K content to 8K. While I'm all for future-proofing your TV purchase, in my opinion, 8K adoption is not going to be widespread in the next few years at least, both from a lack of content availability and bandwidth limitations for 8K. On larger TVs, high dynamic range matters a lot more. So look for Dolby Vision or HDR10+ and pair it with a premium streaming subscription of Netflix or Jio Hotstar or whatever your preferred streaming service is, which then supports Dolby Vision and HDR10+. For better HDR impact in large TVs, we also need to look for TVs with better brightness, which comes with mini LEDs, as in large TVs they are able to fit in more dimming zones. Again, a technological advancement that you need to be aware of. Dolby Vision 2 was announced late last year. It is expected to outperform current Dolby Vision both in brightness and contrast through better picture optimization with a content intelligence engine. But both content and TV production with Dolby Vision 2 still lags and is expected to be only available later this year. While most content is streamed at 60 frames per second or less, for which 60Hz TV is sufficient for smaller TVs, due to its large size, 60Hz becomes insufficient for large TVs, leading to motion blur. So as much as possible, consider TVs with 100Hz or above, especially for sports, action movies and gaming. For casual TV viewing of shows, 60Hz may still be sufficient. Next, let's discuss logistics, which is not that important for smaller sizes but crucial for large size TVs. While the TV size is the diagonal measurement, the dimensions of the TV by width is slightly smaller. Then you can add another 5 inches on each side with the packaging box. So if you stay in an apartment, especially in the higher floors, you may want to keep this in consideration before ordering a really large TV. You also need to make sure your wall can support at least 40 to 50 kgs in weight while wall mounting your TV. Lastly, the audio. I've said this before and will say it again. As TVs have gotten slimmer, the audio quality has gotten worse. So, when you're investing so much on a TV, I highly recommend you to invest a bit more to get a soundbar system to match the video quality of a large TV with the audio quality. Except for the View Vibe, which has a basic integrated soundbar, for every other TV selected, purchase a soundbar separately. I've linked to a video on the best soundbars over here. Now, before I get to my recommendations, one industry update you need to be familiar with. TCL and Sony have announced a joint venture to benefit from the supply chain and design strengths of both companies to bring costs down, which Sony has largely struggled with. If this joint venture is successful, which we will know by March 2026, it gives TCL access to the premium segment, and together we can get TCL's cutting-edge hardware, especially on mini LEDs, combined with Sony's superior motion processing. But we won't see these TVs in the market until mid-2027, as the JV, if successful, is expected only to start in April 2027. While Sony will get the cost benefits, it is unlikely they will pass all of the benefits to us consumers. They will pass on some for sure, as currently they are outpricing themselves out of the majority market. Now, when selecting at any time due to budget constraints, if you have to make a choice between better picture quality and the size, always go for a smaller size but a TV that gives you better picture quality. At larger sizes, I would not recommend you to go with a budget brand, as it significantly compromises the viewing experience. Mid-range brands like View, TCL, Hisense and premium brands like Sony, Samsung or LG are recommended. On the screen, you can see a broad layout of what type of TV you will get at what price range. You can use this as a reference to narrow down on your budget and the size of TV that you should go for. So with this background on how to narrow down the right large screen TV, let's get to my recommendation. Since this segment has a wide range of prices, I'll share my recommendations by size and within that by budget. So jump to the right section based on your size and budget needs. Most of my recommendations will be in the 65-inch size, as this is the most common large TV choice in India. Under 50,000, you will find many budget TVs, even as low as 35,000. I highly recommend you do not go for those. They would either have lower processing power, inferior panels or low refresh rates, which are not suitable for large TV viewing. That said, if you're definitely budget limited, then these are my recommendations, starting from my top recommendation. First is the Philips 8100 or the 8300 QLED TV. This TV specializes in producing natural colors with support for HDR10+ and Dolby Vision, which then covers all major HDR formats for Netflix and Prime Video. It has a 30-watt speaker only, so a soundbar or home theater system would be required for medium to large sized rooms. It also has a 120Hz refresh rate and supports ALLM and VRR, so also suitable for gaming. As for the cons, the brightness is limited compared to mid-range and premium models, and blacks are quite mediocre compared to mini LEDs and OLEDs. But at this budget, great value. Next is the Hisense E7Q QLED TV. This TV uses the Hisense AI engine, which is excellent at upscaling low-quality content like set-top box content or YouTube videos to look good on a 65-inch TV. The color accuracy is also great, covering a wide color gamut for punchy reds and greens. This TV comes with the VIDA operating system, which is fast but has a limited app selection and usability leaves much to be desired. This TV only has a 60Hz refresh rate, so only decent for casual TV viewing, as the motion handling is basic compared to a similar 60Hz panel by say Sony or Samsung. The Hisense E7Q Pro, which is available at around 5,000 to 6,000 higher, has a better refresh rate of 144Hz for faster paced content, if that is your preference. Next is the View Vibe DV QLED TV. If you do not plan to buy an external soundbar, you should consider this TV, as it has an integrated 88-watt soundbar for deep bass and clear vocals that are better than the other recommendations in this segment. It has a 400 nits panel with 60Hz refresh rates, good enough for casual TV viewing. And my last recommendation is the Motorola QLED TV. This is an affordable 65-inch QLED TV with a 60Hz refresh rate, support of Dolby Vision, 4K upscaling for good picture quality, support of Dolby Atmos and 48-watt speaker for a decent audio quality, and a Google TV experience. As for cons, at this budget, you can expect some screen bleeding and uneven backlight, which is also reported by many users. Motorola's service is average at best. This TV is good for casual TV viewing, not so much for fast-moving content. Under 1 lakh is the sweet spot for 65-inch TVs. At this budget, you will start seeing mini LED panels, 120Hz refresh rates for overall a much better viewing experience. My first recommendation is the TCL T8C QLED TV. This is TCL's entry-level QLED offering, ideal for people who want better viewing experience than a standard LED TV. It comes with an AI PQ processor for good upscaling, supports Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus and MEMC for a good video performance, but only has a 35-watt speaker, so you will need to add an external soundbar system. Being an entry-level QLED offering, design is more plasticky compared to their more premium models. Next is the Xiaomi X Pro Cinemagic QLED TV. This TV supports both Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus, covering all content formats from Netflix, Prime Video and Jio Hotstar, although you may need the premium streaming service for these. As for the cons, the much advertised patch wall is great for content discovery, but does feel cluttered compared to a clean Google TV experience. Next is the first mini LED at this budget, the TCL Q6C QD Mini LED TV. This is a step up from the T8C recommended earlier, as it uses hundreds of tiny LEDs for backlighting, offering a much better brightness and contrast. This is great for bright rooms. It also has one of the best RAM and storage configuration for a seamless viewing experience. And lastly, with a 144Hz refresh rate and support for ALLM and VRR, this is great for gaming too. Next is the Hisense U7Q Mini LED TV. This is a direct competition with the Q6C with almost similar capabilities. It has a 900 nits plus brightness and full array local dimming, making the HDR content pop really well. This has all necessary gaming features too. The VIDA operating system is the main negative in my opinion. Good for speed but lacks usability. If your priority is longevity of the premium brands, then these are the TVs to go for under 1 lakh. Only Samsung has a QLED TV in this budget. LG and Sony have LED TVs only at this budget. My first recommendation is the Samsung Vision AI QLED TV. The QLED panel gives a very punchy and vibrant viewing experience. It uses the Q4 AI processor, so powerful upscaling of low resolution content. It is suitable for casual TV viewing and movies but not suitable for gaming, as it lacks key gaming features of VRR and a high refresh rate. Next is the LG UA82 LED TV. Like I said earlier, if your priority is the longevity of the LG brand rather than a cutting-edge TV technology, then this is the right one for you. LG's alpha processors are very good at making low-resolution content from, let's say, a set-top box or YouTube look very decent on a 65-inch screen. As for cons, being LED, it lacks the deep blacks and contrast of QLED and mini LED TVs available at this budget. And lastly, the Sony Bravia 2 Mark II LED TV. This is Sony's entry-level 4K TV. Here you will be paying for the Sony X1 processor that makes low-quality content looks great with great upscaling. So if you mostly watch cable TV content, buy this one. In addition, Sony's Motion Flow makes fast action like cricket, football look smoother and more natural than budget brands. As this is an LED TV, colors and contrast will be lower compared to QLED and mini LED counterparts. Now let's talk about the premium TVs above 1 lakh. In this segment, you should prioritize on brand, longevity and quality obviously, so you can expect mini LED and OLED TVs from premium brands. Micro RGB TVs that were recently announced, which could give a tough competition to OLED TVs, are not yet available in the market as of February 2026. My first recommendation is the LG Evo C5 OLED TV. The C series of LG OLED TVs is perfect as both a cinema display and a gaming monitor. This features the new Alpha 9 AI processor Gen 8, which significantly improves brightness by almost 50% compared to standard OLED TVs and the older C3 and C4 models. Next is the Sony Bravia 7 Mini LED TV. If you watch TV in a bright room, then a mini LED TV is better than an OLED TV. The Sony XR processors are known to make movies look exactly how the directors intended them to be and have the best upscaling capabilities in the market. The next variant, the Bravia 9, is only available in 75-inch size and above. Lastly, the Sony Bravia 8 Mark II OLED TV. This is Sony in all its glory. This TV can be watched in a studio calibrated mode. What does it mean? It automatically adjusts the display to show the content exactly how the streaming service or the director or the creator expected them to be watched, giving it an even more cinematic quality. It also has screen vibrating actuators to sync sound with the visuals. Now, if you're looking for a smaller 55-inch size, you can find the video linked over here. If you found this video useful, share the video and subscribe to become part of the over 2 lakh plus community that trusts us with their decision making. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.